Our dear viewers, today I have a very interesting person in the house. And before I go into any further details, I remind you to subscribe, like, share, and comment. My name is Anna Mbabazi, and for this case, I normally bring people that need introduction. This lady right here doesn't need any introduction because by the time you just see her like this, you'll get to know her immediately. And also, I remind you to keep it on and watch us till the very end because she has a lot of information for us. She's a mother, she's a politician, she's everything. She's all around. She's a singer, and that is where we know her so much from. And her name is Racheal Magola.
Hi.
How are you, dear?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Thank you for having us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
We are in this beautiful palace of yours. It's a beautiful house.
Paradise.
It's a paradise. So we want to know,
Yes.
we miss you a little bit, in music most especially. How are you and where are you at?
You miss me?
Yeah, we miss you.
I think because it's been COVID-19, a whole year of a lockdown. I think that's why you don't see me at all. But I still perform with a Frigo band.
Oh.
So, recently we've done Valentine's with Alex Mohanji. We have done a Legends Night with URA. We've done several weddings, scientific weddings. So I'm performing, but because I guess it's private events mostly.
Yeah, so most of us don't really see you so much.
No.
Okay, so now I would like to know, because before we go into, you're now in politics, right?
Yes.
But before we go into that part of politics, we would like to first know how your music is running as for now. You've said that you are in a Frigo band.
Yes.
Like, how has it affected you in this COVID era? Like, as a musician, how has it affected you?
Well, the COVID era has almost totally shut us down because starting last year in February, March, we stopped performing completely the whole year. And last year we had 6 concerts abroad. We didn't travel. And that's loss of income, that's loss of visibility, that's loss of interaction with friends and networking. So it's been major. Tough for everyone, I believe, in every sector, but also tough for music. Because we can't perform. We haven't been performing all through last year. This year, as they're easing, we have events where there are maybe 200 people or less, but that's all we can do.
But what about the Alex Mohanji? We had a lot of saga coming up. Most people were like, Uganda erimwe ebyana n'abaana. Some people are allowed to do concerts and some people are not allowed. And as a Frigo band, you were there. What do you have to say about that?
That surprised me quite a bit because I think it was misunderstood. Because as far as I know, there's been easing of the lockdown a little bit. All the people who were at the event were sitting like miles apart. They respected the SOPs to the letter, and the performances which were there, we performed and left before another group could come in to perform, and they leave. So I just heard about it actually. I have no clue what happened. Somebody told me, "Oh, Rachel, when we left, something happened there." I was like, "What?" I think they tried to do the right thing. So
You don't think it's anything with discrimination, tribalism, or anything like that?
I believe just as the weddings are being handled, they're allowed 200 and below guests. They wear their masks. They wear gloves when they go to the dinner table. They sanitize everyone as they walk in. I don't see any difference between that and what Alex held for the Valentine's dinner. So I was quite surprised, but maybe some things were left out. I don't know. I arrived as an artist, did my part, and left.
So now, apart from the music part, now you have told us you're in Africa. Of course, we knew about it. Now we want to go a little in politics. Right. You're now a woman member of parliament in Bugweri. Is it Bugweri?
Bugweri.
Bugweri. Oh my God! I have come trying to pronounce that word, Bugweri, and finally I failed. Bugweri. Okay.
Bugweri. Everything you're hearing for the first time can be a little difficult.
So it is in Busoga region, right?
Bugweri was a district carved out of Iganga. So it's now 2 years old until this election, where by the grace of God, I am the woman member of parliament.
So we would like to know the journey from music to being. What inspired you? What made you think that, let me go there and be the member of parliament of these people? Is it because you saw there are some things missing and you feel you're the one to fulfill them?
Well, first of all, I come from a political family. My grandfather was the first member of parliament for Eastern region in the Legico. And then my mother also was the member of parliament for the Greater Iganga district. So she was member of parliament from 2001 up to 2011. And she tried to bid for a third term, but it didn't work out. And somebody walked in there and promised people heaven and earth. He said, oh, I am young, I'm coming to do all these things, I'm going to be the best parliamentarian ever. And she won the election. And we watched with dismay because we didn't think that she would perform. Because Musoga, they say, akana bakendo kabonera kumukonda. And this person had never done anything that would prove her to be a leader. And just as we thought, she went in there 5 years of doing nothing. And then another election cycle came in, and somebody else also was voted in. And so a district lost 10 years in the position of the woman member of parliament with no delivery in terms of representation in parliament, in terms of delivery of services, following up on government programs. They didn't do anything. So I was really angry, because if you try to get into something, go in there when you can actually do it. I said, this is the time for me to get in there, so that the people of Bugweri, at first it was Iganga district as a whole, so that I get in there and do something. I lost in 2016 because I didn't run the campaign very well. Seeing what I've had to do this time, I realized that then there's a lot of gaps. So the chances of losing were high, and I lost then. And then Bugweri County was carved out of Iganga district, and they created a new district. And Bugweri in the 2016 election voted for me overwhelmingly. So when it was carved out, I just knew, wow, this is my time. Bugweri supported me in 2016. And so if it's a district on its own, I thought,
It was an automatic, yes.
Not automatic, but I'll go and tell them what I'm willing to do for them as a leader. So I went in there, told them my story, told them what I intend to do, what my values are in terms of the way we have to develop this country, and they believed me. So
you said that the woman member of parliament who was there, who made the whole district lose the 10 years, didn't do what she had to do, she, like, to the expectations of the people, or to your expectation.
To my expectations, and also the people.
What are those things that you are willing to do for the people of Bugweri?
You know, the thing is, leadership is giving people a sense of direction. When you lead by example. You work with people and show them what they don't know. You connect them to people who can do things for them that you cannot do. You follow up on government programs in the district. Any activities that you see can benefit your community, you run after them and say, guys, my people need this, can you please come? So it's about connecting the dots so that the people on the grassroots are able to benefit from the government programs that are happening, from any donations that may come in, from any programs that come in with NGOs, you have to make all these partner programs so that your people can benefit. I mean, I went to a county called Kalalu 2 days ago, and I've linked up with an organization which is willing to set up a school, a mosque, water, and eventually a clinic in that community. And that community right now is very, very disadvantaged. The roads are almost impassable. People die of preventable diseases. And I was like, if these people can do this and my people need this, I'll bring them together. We go forward.
Okay. As now you are now a leader in the Eastern region, why do you think that the Eastern region is one of the most poor regions in Uganda?
I don't know if I'm being naive, but I think it all boils down to poor leadership, to how they have voted over the years. If you vote in a member of parliament who has no social networks, who has no social capital, who cannot talk to anyone, they will just go and sit there and leave, then you've done yourself a disservice. I'm hoping that I'm going to be a different kind of member of parliament. I have connections all over the world through my music. I have friends in Kampala, in Africa. I have traveled. I have worked with organizations. I have been an ambassador for some. So through those networks I have created, everything I see that I can bring back to my people, I will. So at the end of the day, the voters need to be very careful. When they choose leaders, they need to choose leaders who have a background of delivering things, even in different fields. Because I've been a head teacher of a primary teachers college for 10 years. So I've been training teachers. That is leadership. In music, in Busoga, I was not the first musician to sing, but the first woman Musoga to bring Busoga music on the national scene. Before, the music existed, but no one knew or cared. That's leadership. In school, in Namasagali College, I led my school choir to even national events as a student. That is leadership. So I'm sure a lot of people, when they voted for me, they were looking at those various things I've been able to do over time. And like I said, they say, akali bakendo, ukabonera kumukonda. I don't know if you have that in your language. I don't know how to translate it.
It's okay about that. So I would like to know, we know you from music, of course. That's where we know you from. Are we going to miss you now that you're in Parliament? Now you're almost swearing in. How will you balance music and politics?
I believe that I'll be busy. But music made me. And I enjoy it so much. I mean, I've taught for 30 years, but every end of week, Friday, I'll be on that car to Kampala to come and perform with a Frigo band. So I believe for me, it's my detox. Really? It's my detox from all the worries of the world. You go out, you're performing, your fans are there, you have stress. It's just, it's a stress reliever, and I enjoy performing, and I enjoy our fans. We have so much fun performing for our fans. So I'm sure I'm going to do as much as possible for it to continue being my stress reliever. And then also, the music is what I call mine. And that is my salary, the music. But the politics, that is work for the constituency. So I have to somehow separate what is for the constituency and what is mine.
Because now I see you're a mother. This whole home is full of beautiful pictures of your children. So it means you're going to balance home, you're going to balance politics, you're going to balance music, you're going to... It's like even other things we don't even know about, your other extended businesses. Do you think this will work out, or don't you feel this politics is going to drain you out of all these others?
I think we create our own work plan, our own schedules, because you need to divide your time accordingly and give Caesar what is Caesar's. And you know that story. I keep looking back at it. You need to know if it's politics time, it is politics time. If it's family time, it is family time. So what people tend to fail at is to let one override the other. And when that happens, one loses out. So I'm thinking I really try to balance, because I've been a teacher in Namasagali, and I used to perform with Afrigo. So I would travel from Namasagali weekends, perform the weekend, go back on Monday. That I've done for 30 years. I've been balancing 2 busy schedules. So one more, I don't think it will be too much of a burden. Yeah.
Okay, so now that you are on this new journey of politics, now before I even go there into that, you are an NRM person,
Yes.
candidate.
Yes.
Wasn't that a little bit tricky now that you are into politics and you've come out to show that you're Museveni's fan, or let's say you're in Museveni's political party, yet you're a celebrity of your own? Did you think that would affect your brand?
The thing is, with politics in Uganda, we tend to forget we believe in what we believe in. And I remember posting somebody posted my picture the other day, and somebody he said, "We support you, but you're in the wrong party. We support you, but we hate your party." And I wrote to them, I said, "I love that you support me. But if I love you back, I would never demand of you to support what you don't believe in. And neither will I criticize you for supporting what you believe in. It's a matter of choice." So if Ugandans learn to say, "I support this person, and we are a difference of ideology," that doesn't make us enemies. It does not make us enemies. That's when the politics of this country will move in the right direction. With consensus, "I don't like your party." Of course you don't like my party. It's okay. But my party can do this. Yours can't do it. And, a banter of, you fight with ideas, not with your mouths of abuse, not with attacking people. I think that's where we make politics dirty. And people keep saying politics is a dirty game. No, we make politics dirty.
But weren't you scared for your brand? Because you've branded yourself for a very long time, and just this politics to just ruin it all of a sudden, didn't you think about it twice before you joined it?
I felt the calling to serve my community. I have been a member of NRM from day one. And even if things don't go well as I would want sometimes, it means it's my time to stand up and say, "Guys, I don't think that is going right." It's like a family. If your father got drunk one day and fell on the road, you're going to deny and say, "That's not my father"? No, you pick him up, bring him home and say, "Dad, come on. That is not right." That's what I believe. So you don't switch from one house to the next because the situation at this point is not as hunky-dory as you'd like. You hang in with what you believe in, correct the mistakes where you can. That's my belief. That's the way we should be handling politics.
Behind that, I asked you something about why, like, Busoga is one of the regions that are so poor, and you mentioned something about leadership. Yes. Don't you think the party that you are in, the NRM party, it's the one that is in leadership right now? Yes. Do you think it has done enough to see that Busoga region is helped out, to see that it comes from that kind of situation?
I think we do have a problem there. We do have a big problem, and we need to address it now. I come from Busoga. Busoga people are still very, very poor. But every financial year, billions are sent to the district for health, for roads, for all the activities that are mandated by the district administration. So if money leaves the treasury to go to Bugweri district, for instance, why do the roads look like that? Why do women die every day in childbirth? But money has been sent. It is there. So we all need to get up and do our part. You cannot expect the Minister of Finance to monitor the money on the district. No. As members of that community, as leaders of that community, it is our task, it is our role that when money leaves the treasury to our district, what has the money done? And that's the responsibility of every one of us. It is the responsibility of the youth, the women, the men, the party. The party needs also to monitor what government is doing because it is the one in power. So I'm in this, as I told you in the beginning. I said, maybe I'm being naive, but that's what I believe I want to do. That's what I want to believe. I will encourage my community to question the district. Where is the money for the youth? Because it has been sent. Money for youth livelihood. I'm hearing stories that the chairman or whatever at the district level register different youth groups, but all these are their groups. They are ghost groups. And the youth are waiting to get this money, and they are told, no, it has been given out. But the people giving it out have given it to themselves. And that's the cancer of corruption which has eaten our country for so many years. And we talk about it, and we talk about it, and we talk about it, and action is slow. I understand why people are frustrated. So we need to get up and try to do something. Each one of us. Shouting and fighting and is not going to sort everything. Get in there. If it's dirty, politics is dirty, jump in the pool. Get dirty and do something. Instead of criticizing everybody. You criticize, but what are you doing? You're sitting in your little flat, writing things on social media. What have you done as a person to help the situation? Yeah.
So now we are heading for Women's Day. Yes. And very many women have been affected by COVID-19. Now, like women like you who wake up every single day, we are out of the kitchen, we are out to go and work to make the world a better place. What advice or what message would you give them in this COVID era?
The COVID era has shocked everyone out of the slumber. Because for the first time, people woke up in the morning and they can't go anywhere to find money to feed the family. Uganda, as a culture, we don't save. We don't save. And yet, we've been taught in school, we've been taught in schools, we've been taught you need to put at least 30% of your income on saving. That's you put away first. And then 10% on, you divide, you manage your money in a way that takes care of emergencies. But of course, the COVID-19 was an emergency of unbelievable, what can I say, magnitude. So now what do? We have learned a huge lesson. So we're going to have to start again. We're starting from zero. And if you reach this far, the only way is up. To work harder, to save, to plan our money better, to use our money on things we really need, not the things we want. A lot of women have lost source of income. And I hope that all these stimulus packages we are hearing of will benefit these women in their communities. I am praying that schools, especially private schools, will be supported with the money that is coming in as COVID relief fund, because without private schools, we lose out on big contributors to the education system. I believe that at the district, there will be funds to kickstart all these little savings groups which collapsed, or the little businesses which cannot take off because they lost all their capital. There is so much to do. There is so much to do. I could talk all day.
So this time round, this question goes for both the entertainment, where you are, and into politics. Have you realized that there is a lot of government tuyambe of recent? People are coming out too much to ask the government to ask for money, most especially from the entertainment field. Musicians are coming out. Now we heard that promoters are going to be given money straight from the government, not through their ministries or anything. But what do you have to say about it? Because I remember in your days of OBANGAINA, we don't remember you people coming out to do such movements.
Okay, one thing for sure, that those times are a world away. The world has changed in ways we cannot recognize. But I think Ugandans as a whole have got too much into the habit of help me. And not even help me, because help me, I might say, can I borrow capital so that I can restart my business? That's a different help me. But there is give me, give me, give me. There's no economy that can be sustained on handouts. But there's a mentality that has grown over time that mpa, mpa, mpa. It's not sustainable at all. So we need to educate our people. And I believe all that is going to have to come from leadership. Leaders need to sit with their people and say, guys, you know what? Yes, I can give you. But when I give you, it will end tomorrow. So like they say, teach a what to fish instead of giving them a fish. You know that whole story. It's time to teach people how to fish, so that after a few months, this person can fish on their own, can find their food. I find it very disappointing that the music industry is on the backbone of the artist. Without the artist, there's no music industry. But when you look at what's going on, it looks like the promoter is the backbone of the industry. The promoter is being supported before the artist, who is the cow who they milk, who is the source of the milk. But all this goes back to structures. How is our industry structured? Who reports to who? Who takes care of who? The Uganda Property Rights Society at the moment is hanging in the balance because somebody is caretaking. 2 months have become 2 years. But we'll say, okay, there was COVID. Now COVID is over. Is our industry being taken care of by somebody else when we are here? The golden cow? So there's a lot of dialogue that we need to go into. And sit down and look at the position of the artist. In this whole fiasco, where is the artist benefiting when they are the cow, who everybody else is milking for the entertainment and the income? Because promoters can only survive because the artist is performing. So how is it possible that billions are being released for the promoter when the artist is not being taken care of? But as I said, I was busy with politics. I was in the village. I was not involved that much in this whole saga. So I hope that from now on, as things go forward, everybody will be taken care of in the way that is acceptable.
In your words, you've said that we need to do a structure, you as artists. Who reports to who? We've got a chance to talk to Ronald Mainja, and he told us that you as musicians need to have a ministry of your own. You as a person entering parliament, do you think that you second this, or you feel like you will be one of the representatives that have gone there to represent musicians, not just Bugweri?
Now, the culture is a very big factor of any development of any nation. And for it not to have a ministry was a mistake way back when. A lot of people don't realize that when a society doesn't have a culture, it's a shadow of itself. We keep talking, hey, corruption, what? Or for somebody who doesn't have values that are instilled through culture, values of respect, values of empathy, of justice, of accountability. All these things are brought into people's demeanor from culture. And it starts in the home and then goes into the school and goes into the society. So a ministry of culture is so important that it should have been set up years ago. But for the longest time, none of the politicians, even the governments, even think it's that important. They think music is there to accompany all these different things. They don't listen to what music is saying. They don't listen to what the arts is contributing to society. But people who know, who are educated enough to understand the value of art, would know and understand that music, visual arts, drama, sports, all those things, first of all, are very big income earners. So if it was being handled properly, it means taxes for government. But no one is even looking there to check. No one is benchmarking with other countries and wondering, how come stars in the USA are so big? They're talking billions of dollars. How is that possible? No one is checking. No one is interested. The powers that be. So they lose out on an industry that would bring so much value, money, and in terms of training, in terms of teaching people, in terms of tourism, in so many different ways. So it just shows how illiterate people are about the value of art to an economy.
So are we expecting you to be a voice and use your new office of Woman Member of Parliament to talk on behalf of the artists?
Definitely. I would not be fair if I did not take a stand and say something about the arts and try to see what positive steps we can make as an industry. Because I know it makes money. I know it will bring taxes for government. I know it will contribute to the development of this country. So as a leader, and I am privileged to be part of that industry, if I don't do something, I'll have ignored the things that I know. But also, on the other hand, I need to tell people that I am an artist and I'll do what I can. But my first responsibility goes to the people of Bugweri, because they are the ones who voted me into Parliament with their aspirations, their beliefs in what I can do for them. No artist voted me except the ones in Bugweri. So, but like I said, when you're a leader, you're a leader. You do what you can to contribute to the development of the country in whatever way you can.
Thank you so much for your time. So we would like you to give the final remarks, anything that you would like to tell the people of Bugweri or the people of Uganda at large, most especially women, now that we are heading for Women's Day.
I just want to congratulate everyone for having made it to another Women's Day celebration. Last year has been so challenging for everyone. I cannot stress enough how much we need to do to get up from the deep hole we have dropped because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But when you're alive, that is to be thankful for, because a lot of our friends have gone, have been victims, have been casualties of the pandemic. So if you're here today, please get up, stand up tall, and fight to get yourself up. And depending on you, your ideas, your ability to reach out to people, do not sit down, because a window of opportunity does not open itself. So women out there, happy Women's Day. Let's get up and get moving.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for welcoming us here in the paradise. I'll be calling it paradise.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys, for still being here with us on our show. I remind you that my name is Mbabazi Anna, and thank you so much for keeping it locked right here. I remind you to subscribe, like, share, comment. I love you so much. Thank you so much for your support. I'll be bringing you more people to inspire you, to grow you, because that is what we require in this life, to become better people of tomorrow. As for now, this is where I end. I love you so much. Bye-bye.